Now, I was reading, through your discography. I was looking, for some. We're an R&B site, so I was looking for some of the R&B songs you had a hand in producing over the years. So, the first one, I just want to get some background, if I could, from you on a couple of these songs. And the first one is Marcus Houston, "Excited." Talk to me about that one.
It's funny. It was written by Todd Jackson, who's done wrote a lot of great records for Janet and Mario and Trey songs. So it was written a long time ago. Recorded it in my house, I'm always a person that submits songs to everyone. I always had the philosophy that I never like to work or customize a song for a particular artist, because I always felt like if you did that, you'll be locked into that one person, and then no one else will take the record because it sounds like that one individual.
Yeah.
So I always said, let's just break records, and then we can send them out to all, and whoever takes a stab at it. So Marcus Houston, I sent it over to the A&R. The A&R loved it, along with another 2 records that Amarion loved, and got Marcus to cut it. And it was funny because I was in LA at the time when he was getting ready to cut it, and they actually invited me to the studio for him to, record, which was good, because this is more of, like when I was saying, that doesn't really happen anymore. So I got the invite, for some reason he had to cancel, but I was appreciative that they were willing to allow me to be a part of the session, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was dope. So that's how that song came about. It was actually featured, on his last album, and it was actually the bonus track. It was the bonus track, and it was, actually sold exclusively in Target.
Yeah. I was actually going to mention that to you if you were aware it was the bonus track, because I actually purchased the album. I think it was Best Buy, so I didn't get that song on there, and I had to actually hunt down to find that song, which was unfortunate because I really liked that one.
Right.
Right. So
a lot of people, and I got a lot of feedback about that. People liked the song a lot and wondered why they only was able to purchase through Target, and kind of had a conversation with A&R, and I think he was kind of over the limit of how many songs he could put on the album, and he really loved the song, and that was the only option, and it was one of the last songs he recorded. So
gotcha.
But hey, some people got the ear, some people haven't, and I'm appreciative of those who went out and supported and got the limited edition, that do know the song and have heard the song.
Well, I will tell you, we have featured the song on the site just so people who haven't had a chance to hear it definitely can get a taste of it. So yeah. All right, so now talk to me about the Lil Mo song, "Sometimes I."
Nice. That song came about, man. It was great. I was on the phone with her, at that time when she was cutting that album, and it was like, I need something special. I need a single. The one thing about me, it's hard to me determine when a track is a single.
Yeah.
I always believe that what makes it a single is according to what you write to it. You can have a hot beat, and it can be really dope, but at the end of the day, if the right song is not written on it, then you may not have one. You know what I'm saying? So I just basically put together a folder of tracks of all of the new tracks that I had created at that time, and sent it to her. It took her maybe about a week or 2 to get back, and she had recorded to a few of them, but one of those happened to be "Sometimes I." She sent it to me. I was like, "Yo, this is dope." She's like, "I'm gonna get Fab on it. I'm gonna get Jim. Whoever I can get on there quicker." And at that time, we got Jim on there. It's quicker than Fab, and then Fab actually jumped on a second version for the album, which is cool. So, and then she about another week later, she hit me and was like, "Yo, this is gonna be the first single," and I was just like, "Wow." So I actually drove out to where did I go? To DC. Drove out to DC, mixed the joint, and came out crazy, and actually drove back that night.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Just the hustle and the grind,
Yeah.
I mean, and we wasn't mixing. We wasn't done till about 4 or 5 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I drove down, drove back, the same day, and got that record done. And it was a smash, and I got a lot of great feedback from it. Also, booked my own flight down to Atlanta for the video shoot, just to be a part of the shoot. I never experienced being on the set of a shoot before, and, being that I produced the record, just wanted that experience, man. So, booked the flight to Atlanta. Tim came down, he shot the video, and that's how that whole thing came about, man.
Cool. Yeah, I like that one a lot, too.
Appreciate it, man.
Now, in your discography, I was reading through, and I noticed a lot of songs that were marked as unreleased by, some pretty well-known artists. And I wanted to get your take on it. If you submit your production to an artist and they say, oh yeah, I like this or whatever, or their A&R or whoever, and they don't end up using the song that the production was for, how do you take that type of thing?
I have no choice but to be positive about it. I'm not always happy about it. Of course, when a song is fully written, recorded, and mixed, sometimes mastered, it kind of in the moment and excited about being a part of the project, and sometimes you may talk about it and promote it, and it just sucks sometimes when that song doesn't make the album. And sometimes it's for valid reasons, and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes at the last minute the artist can feel like it didn't fit the album.
Yeah.
Perfect example. I did 2 records on Joe for this new album, and one song we had a sample clearance issue with. That we didn't have time. It was clearable, but we didn't have time to clear it for it to be ready for the project to be released when they wanted to release that project. So that was that issue. So we had another song we recorded. He went in, he recorded it, he mixed it, mastered it, and I'm thinking we all set and we all good. And I get an email about 2 weeks ago, matter of fact, a week ago, saying the joint didn't make the album. Joe had second thoughts. He felt it didn't fit the project, this and that. So not something that I'm happy about. I'm very excited and was very excited about that project. I'm a big, huge Joe fan. Was looking forward to hearing Joe on the Amadeus track. But then again, it made the 2 songs made for the next project, so it ain't over. But that's just to give you an example of some things that we deal with. Same thing with the game. I did a record for the game called Lost, and it was a very emotional track. It was very controversial, maybe a little too controversial, but real at the same time. It's something that people was able to relate to, and I guess it was at that club banger or that radio record that the label wanted to believe in and push. So they got chopped. But it happens, man. It happens. And one thing about myself is I always get the positives out of it. If it's leaked, if it's released, I just appreciate it and bring notice to it and bring awareness to it, making sure that the world knows that I produced that record, and just add it to my resume. You know what I mean? It's when the record is done, the record is done. Whether it's released or not, or officially released, it's still recorded, it's still done, it's still complete, and it's something that I can add to my resume. And obviously, it helps, so I get the positive out of it.
Yeah, I can see how that could be really discouraging, but it's definitely good that you turn it into a positive. So.
Right.
Okay, so now just take me through who you're currently working with. You mentioned Joe, but what other artists?
I just produced a record with Tiger and Chris Brown called Wonder Woman. That's just tearing up the internet right now. It has 14 million views online for the official video. So I'm getting a lot of love and respect for that. I also produced a record on DJ K. Slade's new album. I actually did 4 records on his album, new album that's coming out this year. But the song that's released right now, it's called Bury the Hatchet, and it's a record dedicated to rest in peace, the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur. And what K. Slade was able to do was to bring Little C's and the Outlaws together. And we all know, Little C's was basically Big's best friend, and the Outlaws was, a part of Pac's team.
Yeah.
And we know that, we still don't know the truth and the real of what, originally happened, but we do know that those 2 crews beefed.
Yeah.
Beefed in a major way. So, 15 years later, a long time, but it's never too late. He was able to bring them together. They was able to make peace. And they recorded a record called Bury the Hatchet.
Wow.
Basically, putting down the beef, putting it behind them, and, just basically paying homage to Pocket Big, and I was just blessed to have the opportunity to produce that record, man. And it's really up the streets. People are really digging it. Pocket Big fans are really loving the fact that they came together. So that's something that I produced that's out right now. And like I said, I produced 4 records on his album. And he's a DJ, so it has various artists on the project. Like that's one song, another with Jadakiss, Drake, Big Sean, Jadakiss. I said Jadakiss already. And Trey the Truth, another song. I got Vado, Joel Ortiz, Papoose. So there's a lot of the various artists that I work with on that project. Just starting to work on Keisha Cole. Spoke to her team last night, actually. She's going, it's about to start going in on a new project, so I just spoke to her team and submitted some music for her. Working on Trey's new album. So just, getting in where I fit in, man. Just, submitting a lot of music to all of my colleagues. Buster's working, and just getting my music out everywhere I can, and trying to land, some new and big things this year.
Cool, good stuff. That's all I had for you. Is there anything you'd like to add?
You pretty much covered everything. I definitely want the people to keep an ay out on what I'm building here at Platinum Boy Music. And look out for my artist Tiffany Mignon, spelled Tiffany Mignon, like filet mignon, but spelled differently. Myn is in Nancy, On, and we call her the Angel of R&B. Why? She has a voice of an angel. She has a story to tell. She's just a blessing, man. She's very inspiring to the next generation of women, and looking forward to the world having an opportunity to appreciate her talent and her gift. So look out for that. And I'll always coming to a city near you with Trey songs on the road, and just making hit records, man. And I appreciate everybody who support what I'm doing. I appreciate the new people who will eventually support what I'm doing. And I got my Twitter, which you probably already have, right?
Yep, got it. Okay,
so I definitely want to put that down. I want to put my website down, www.platinumboymusic.com, and also want to include